Drop it.
Chance. Closer.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Pops and Drops podcast. On this week's episode, we have a Grammy Award-winning artist, Alya. Her latest single, Crazy, just came out, and it is phenomenal. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, thank you for having me. The day is perfect.
Awesome. Just want to talk to you a little bit about your progress and where you came from. So, when did you first start in the music industry?
I would say at the age of 7, even though I had never recorded anything, I saw myself as an artist then. So it was just a matter of time for reality to catch up with my dreams. However, I recorded my first solo project about 5 years ago called 10 Years of Solitude, and then another EP entitled American Beauty 2 years later.
What kind of started you in the industry? You said you started when you were 7. What led you to this dream?
Well, I grew up in Soviets, and I was singing as little as I remember myself. At some point, I even was expelled from the math class because instead of doing math, I was writing my songs.
Nice.
You know, the Slavic culture is full of music, full of artistry. So I was always around, even though my family has nothing to do with music industry. So I was sort of like out of the box, but the music and sound was always around.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's just kind of always been ingrained in you from the start.
So.
That's awesome. Yeah. So when you're writing a song, how does your creative process start?
Well, it's very different every time, but I would say I always start with inspiration, which comes from so many different directions. Like I can see something as simple as a flower, and it inspired me to write about the beauty of that flower, and then it grows from there, just like a flower. Other time, I can be inspired by life, or hearing a music track, or hearing a unique instrument that can put me in certain mood or place in my mind that ignites my creativity. And then I get with my producer, and we flow from there. And we can start from melodies or starting from the music or beat. It depends on the mood and flow we at that day.
Yeah. Kind of wherever the universe brings flow into your life, you can see inspiration all around you, it sounds like.
Totally. It's very natural.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what would you say influences your sound? What influences that creative process? Do you what other kind of artists do you pull from?
Since I was 7, I knew I belonged, and it was just a matter of time before reality caught up with my dreams and the visions. And my sound comes from my classical training as a vocalist, and then a mixture of all other artists that I like, which is too many to name. And I'm not sure if I would remind people of another artist. And I'm actually grateful that I've been given my own sound, so to speak, or at least I believe I have my own unique sound. But, because I grew up in Soviets, we only had access to the greatest and bestest, so they all obviously influenced me in some ways.
So growing up in the Soviet states, is there any sort of hurdles that you had to overcome to chase this dream?
Oh, not just in Soviets. Even here, I'm American now for many years, and I would say the biggest hurdle, I've been trying to get people to believe in me until I realized that I didn't need anyone's approvals of my gifts given to me from heaven. And once I realized that, everything became easy to overcome. Although I will admit new challenges present themselves, but I'm keeping my eyes on my dreams. And because of that, I don't really spend any time focused on my challenges because I'm more focused on my dreams becoming reality.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's how dreams become a reality. It's focusing on your passions and your creativity.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not letting the hurdles appear to be hurdles, because they're not. They're just lessons that can be learned. So when did you first move here?
I moved to the United States like 12 years ago, and it was a long road. And you asking me this question about the music. Like the music literally helped me so much to adjust in this country, because when you move from one place to another, and it does not have to be as extreme as in my case when I moved across the globe, but it is a stress. It's so many changes happening simultaneously. And one of the things that you lose sort of part of yourself, your confidence, your language. And music in this sense became my language, became my safety net, something I reached out to help myself to adjust in this country. But in the same time, it became my profession, because my original training was not a musical training. Although I have a classical vocal training, the first profession that I received was journalism. And that's how I spent the majority of my time working in Soviets. And the music was more sort of the dream and passion that I followed through all these years until I came to US. And in this country, my dream came a reality.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. Where did you first move here? What was the first place you landed, or where'd you first locate?
Well, I was very lucky to land exactly to LA, the perfect place
Yeah.
for creative people. And it's funny because it was not my first time I visited Los Angeles. First time before I moved here, it happened maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. And I remember when the plane was landing and I'm looking out of the window and I'm like, oh my God, it feels like I'm going back home. What's going on? It's so weird. And like 5 years after that, it literally became my home.
Yeah. I lived in LA for 10 years, and when I first moved there, it definitely, like, the second I landed there. I went for a week when I was in college, to do like a study abroad kind of thing. We're not
Mhm.
really abroad because I was from Chicago to LA, but it was like a go be in the industry kind of week long intensive. And when I first landed there, I was like, this is the mothership. This is home. And then I wound up moving there right after I graduated college, and I spent 10 years in LA, trying to be an actor before I fell back in love with music. But yeah, that's awesome. LA is definitely where dreams come true. Are you still located down there?
Yes, yes, I still live here. I've never moved anywhere else, so it's became like once in a lifetime spot for me,
Yeah.
and I love it here. I think it's a place you either love or hate, and I think you actually can relate to me because I lived in Moscow, and Moscow is a little bit like Chicago. It's sort of the same vibe. It's gray, it's fast, it's different. So
Yeah.
Los Angeles, it's 360 around. And maybe because of that, the attraction is so great. Or maybe it's just such a vibe here. I really love people here. They're so crazy. I mean, they're crazy, but in a good way. They're
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, that I mean, that's definitely how I would describe the people in LA. They're crazy in the best possible way. Um, and the weather, you can't beat the weather. I mean, I remember going to my birthday's in January, and I remember going to the beach, going to Venice, in the middle of January and swimming in the ocean because it was like 78 degrees outside. So that's something that I definitely couldn't do in Chicago. The weather, the weather in LA is definitely awesome. What what are some of your favorite spots in LA? Is there any clubs, or do you like going to Runyon Canyon, or what what kind of things do you like doing in LA?
Well, I'm a homebody, so clubs probably not my story, and it's very funny because um, up to date, like one of my most successful tracks were the very heavy dance tracks, which is so funny because I'm not a clubby person. I love to have fun, but you probably would rather meet me on a track somewhere in a canyon. I do love nature. I don't know. There's something about being surrounded by trees and the ocean. And yes, I think probably canyons. This is so where you can meet me. Or museums. I really love to go and learn stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, there's some really great museums in LA too. Uh, and a lot of really awesome hiking trails. That's one of the things that I would always do when I was living down there. It's usually Sunday mornings I'd go to Runyon Canyon, um, just to kind of prepare for the week. and get my mind right, be out in nature. There's a
Mhm.
lot of really beautiful hikes in and around LA. What so you've been in America for 12 years, you said, right?
Yep.
And you've been professionally releasing music for about five.
Yeah.
Um, what where do you see or what I mean, you've already won a Grammy. That's pretty big. Um, what other kind of long-term goals do you have?
Well, I'm definitely gonna get another Grammy. I have no doubts about it. I'm manifesting it, and the album that I'm working right now is just wonderful. But although taking aside any of the milestones or Grammys or any other things that people see as an achievement, I think that my biggest long-term goal would be is to see myself sharing my songs of love and inspiration with the world. Because hearing people think the songs with me as I perform, them knowing that people have been inspired by my songs means everything.
Yeah.
And I see myself in 10 years probably spending my time helping others also achieve their goals and dreams, helping women in need, and being an inspiration to all of the 70 years old like I was in the world, to show them that if you never let go of your dream, it will become a reality.
Yeah, that's amazing. And one of the things that I learned about you is that you're also known for your philanthropic efforts and your belief of putting forth positivity. Um, and that's one of the real reasons why I wanted to get you on the podcast. Um, just because you seem like a beautiful soul and you want to share your music with the world, which is that's really the goal is to, I mean, personally with me, when I'm making music, I make music that resonates with me and that I hope resonates with other people and can help lift them up if they're in a bad mood or help. When I was going through a really difficult time and I heard a song by San Holo and it just completely changed my life. It brought me what I did a 180-degree turn just from listening to the song and because it put me in the right mindset. Um, so that's awesome.
Thank you so much for saying yes, this absolutely, because sometimes people see the music is something that divides you. They like look at the artist, look at the appearance, and they try to put artist in the box. Like you belong in this category, you belong in this category. But the real purpose of music, as I think anything in our life, actually to get to the bottom of who you are, to unite us, because at the end of the day, we're all good people. We all want to love. We all wanted the best for our families, for people we love, for neighbors. I mean, this is something that I think we should try to get. Remind ourselves every single day. That's who we are. And that's what I'm trying to do with my music. Literally, we live in such a dark sometimes and uncertain times. This light is just needed. I really, really work towards that. This is like the main thing for me. Of course, all Grammys and all this stuff, it's very fun, it's very glittery, very, very exciting. But my main goal is to bring the light. I'm so happy that people hear it, people see that. And in my new album that will be out next year, there is a song, it's almost ready. The song called Amazing. That's exactly about it. This is when we were working on it and showing with my producer this song around, people like, oh my God, this is the music every single person has to hear, because that's about it. This about remembering who you are, remembering where you came from, and importance, do not fall into any black hole and any hole that divides you or tear you apart.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's I can't wait. That's amazing. I can't wait to hear. Amazing.
You.
Um, it's exciting. Um, so who is there any is there any artist that is on like your collaboration bucket list or that you really want to work with in the future?
Well, my collaboration bucket list probably is different from most. I mean, of course, I would love to record and work with the greats out there, too many to name again. But my collaboration list is more about finding artists that nobody knows with their unique talents, and we create and share something with the world that they not heard on a major level, making songs with unique sounds not heard before majorly. I would say that.
That's beautiful. That's you want to lift others up. That's and make sure that they get heard.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. Is there any other, so let's talk about Crazy a little bit. Because I mean, I've listened to it like 10 times today. It's amazing. The music video is phenomenal. I love the use of AI in the music video. Where what what was the inspiration for that song? What, I mean, I know that it's about love and how it completely overtakes you and can drive you crazy. But where did the process start for making that one in particular?
Thank you so much for nice words. I mean, it's so wonderful to hear that this song resonates with people. And the most funny thing, like you said, I've listened to it 10 times. Every single person that listened to that, it's like the virus. It just penetrates into the brain, and they like, oh my God, Alya, I cannot stand it. I just keep singing this song all day long, and I'm like, oh, I did something right here.
Yeah.
But it was such a fun project to work on. Originally, by the beat and the tempo, it's a love ballad. And
Yeah.
when I was meditating, and I'm practicing meditation daily, this idea came to me about AI, because everybody were talking about AI at this time around me. There was that strike in the movie industry that stalled the whole industry at some point. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy, crazy. And I'm like, oh, this is the idea. So that's how I came to the idea about using AI and sort of turn this love story, not just about the love between us as a human species, but love and obsession between AI and me. And when I say that, it's not literal, obviously, it's a metaphor. And there's a message behind the song and behind the music video. But yes, it is a story where you see obsession with something that you cannot control, together with the danger to be completely lost in alternative reality. And it's obviously a conversation starter. I mean, we all obsessed in some way with artificial intelligence, even though I think people don't really understand what it is. Like some people think, oh, it's about the robot, but that's not about the robots only. It's about like the whole system, the pattern recognition thing. It's something that we created as a masters, but in as a tool. But this tool became so great, so wonderful, so better than us in some sense, that right now we have to think what to do with that, so we will not be lost and will not be overtaken by this tool. And this is what you see at the end of the video, when I became so obsessed with this AI, and this reality became so wonderful and so fulfilling that I decided to go to the other side and sort of sucked into. And there is another victim opening the door, and she sees computer, and she's about to go the same route that I just went. So this is like the whole, this Jumanji story almost going on. But it is at the core, obviously, it's a love story. And yes, AI, obviously, because we were talking about this love story between AI and me, when you show alternative reality and how seductive it could be, it's obviously you want to hire AI to do that part. And it was very cool because this technology, this software, it's very, very new. And the video that we created, probably like one of the first in the world, was using this technology, because it's not just graphic. I mean, it looks like just post effects, that they do in the movies. It's not. This is AI with the supervision of the humans, obviously, does everything. So you tell her or it, I'm not quite sure about the gender, but you tell what do you want to see, and it creates from there. So everything that you see that looks like a cartoon, it was AI. This is how AI thought I should look in that world and what I should be doing. So that was quite fascinating. We in the process of making movie about the movie, how we filmed this music video. It's really cool. It's really cool to watch.
Yeah, that's awesome. The music video is phenomenal, and yeah, we're on the precipice of it taking over, and it's the technology is evolving so fast and so quickly that it's just crazy, and it's really cool that you were one of the first to really get out there and get in front of it, and address the issue through this medium. That's really awesome. So we're gonna play Crazy at the end of this episode so everyone can hear it. You can also find it on YouTube and everywhere else. But before we do that, I like to end every interview with finding out what you're most grateful for. You have such a positive outlook on music and on life. So I'm really interested to hear what are like 3 or 4 things that you're most grateful for.
Well, let me first say that I'm really grateful that you've given me an opportunity to share my voice and song with your audience. Thank you. And I really hope you guys enjoy my song and hope we'll get the chance to do it again. And I obviously would like to thank all my creative team, my producer team, Carmen, my director, Delia Alshina, that helped me to film the video, and everybody who starts the day with a smile. I really thank you for that. I think if we will do that more often, the world will start turning to the right side.
That is beautiful. That is amazing. Thank you. That's a really good message. I think everyone should start every day with a smile. I'm definitely going to take that. I'm taking that and I'm using that. That's amazing. That's beautiful. Thank you. So before we go, just tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. What are your handles everywhere?
I have a presence on Instagram and TikTok. I recently started the channel. I'm learning TikTok. It's a very fun platform. Obviously, YouTube. My channel's available. I love new people. I love new followers. I always interact. I have a website also, but I think social media is probably the quickest way to get a hold of me. And please welcome. I really appreciate attention, and thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And here is Crazy.
Can't you ever call my name? I don't mind the way you hurt me, and to you it's all the same. Let it go again, I cry to all my friends. I never have you like I want. Can't say what I meant, I'm scared you run again and won't give me a second thought. You make me crazy lately, can't find a thought inside my brain, too hazy. I wait for you call, it makes me crazy, baby. All that I want is you. knows it makes me crazy.